Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending where you are joining us from the world tonight. And welcome to another DC live stream and Breakout Solutions live stream by Breakout Solutions. My name is Wasim, as you guys all know, and we're coming to you with the last live stream for this week, coming to you from location in Bali. We're here at the outpost in Ubud, where we're about to go and do a presentation this afternoon, Michael and I. So we've got beautiful weather here in Bali, and coming to you guys with not such a great week, ending to the week with a lot of attacks on crypto and Bitcoin. As you would have seen from that meme, it feels like Bitcoin is under attack from all different directions at the moment, with the SEC cracking down on a number of exchanges. They've also classified a number of different crypto projects as securities. So we've got a lot of news to go through today, but the market will continue moving, and this industry will continue pushing forward. There's been a lot of pushback from industry players and people that play in the market, and they've had a lot of commenting on what the SEC is doing. So without any further ado, let's get into it. And I am going to go into I'm running off one screen today, so see how this goes. Let's do this, and we've got a bit of a matrix going there, so let's open up our news articles. Alrighty. First up, we've got the SEC lawsuit against Binance and Coinbase unifying the crypto industry. So in this article, the Blockchain Association CEO, Kristen Smith, said that while the SEC approach to regulation is expected due to its anti-crypto stance, it is still unacceptable. So in this article, they talk about they go and they interview a number of different players in the market, especially after the SEC had announced that it was actually going after Binance US, and they've basically served them with a notice that they're going to sue them on about 13 different accounts of security regulation violation. However, the crypto market has come together to defend the crypto exchanges as well as the industry, and they said the SEC doesn't make the law. Indeed, this approach to regulation is unacceptable, but it is what we have come to expect from the SEC and its anti-crypto stance. Driving into crypto players abroad and weakening consumer confidence. So one of the things that we've seen is over the past couple of days, we've seen a bit of a retracement, especially with some of the mains, like the BNB has had a big retracement due to the news. And I think the other one is also we've got Coinbase is also now they got served with a notice the day after Binance was served, and we can see here that there has been a decline in the individuals who are owning crypto. Interesting times. A lot of the players are saying that the SEC actions only drive talent and innovation out of the US to countries with clearer rules that support responsible builders. Singapore in 2020 stated that it does not follow the US Howey test. Japan has a clear self-regulatory framework for exchanges. So what we're seeing right now with more and more countries becoming crypto friendly, as you guys know from some of the stuff that we've been reporting on, El Salvador, Bhutan, a lot of countries are showing that they are now becoming crypto friendly, while the US isn't. This is only going to hurt the US and the US market, even though the crypto market is largely out of the US. This is going to crack down and push it outside. When you've got countries who are inviting people in with, friendly regulatory, friendly tax laws and so forth. This is going to drive people out of the US into other countries. So they're only really hurting themselves. Crypto can't be stopped. Bitcoin can't be stopped. Bitcoin can't be regulated and can't be banned. It's just going to push people to other places. So interesting times ahead. And the last quote I want to read out is saying, it's like a school teacher berating you for giving the wrong answer but failing to give you any explanation beyond that. I also don't believe that the SEC does in fact have any jurisdiction over everything they claim to. So there's a lot of pushback right now. There's a lot coming back out of the crypto market to defend the crypto industry. Next, we have another article around the SEC. Most of the articles today we have the news highlights are around the SEC and Binance, because it's the big news right now around the cryptoverse. So SEC Chair Gensler offered to serve as a Binance advisor in 2019, lawyers claim. So documents filed as part of the ongoing court case between the SEC and Binance allege that Gary Gensler and CZ have a history. So in this article, they speak about a meeting the SEC, Gary Gensler and CZ had in 2019, where Gary Gensler offered to be an advisor to Binance. However, Binance didn't accept the offer. And then later on, when Gensler became the head of the SEC, he went on his rampage against crypto and started clamping down a lot of crypto exchanges, a lot of crypto projects, as we've seen. And this week, they've just caused absolute mayhem in the market. So in this documents that's filed, that the Binance had filed, it actually asked for clarification on this. It said that Gensler had offered to be part of their advisors and now has turned around against them. Last but not least, Binance is taking the stance and they're saying, you know what, if this is what the SEC is going to do, we are going to hold all US deposits following the SEC lawsuit. So they're not allowing people to deposit into Binance US. However, there are also speculations that they could be halting your withdrawals also. So if you have any coins or Bitcoin or whatever it is on Binance US, make sure that you get that off the exchange before, just in case the SEC does decide to freeze Binance's assets, which they can do in America. Now, if you've got them on Binance.com or any of the external Binance companies, you're still safe. The SEC doesn't have any jurisdiction on that, and they can't actually freeze those documents. So the SEC's extremely aggressive and imitating tactics have shown that it's an ideological campaign against the American digital asset industry. So the advice has been that basically it's a showdown between a heavyweight in the industry as well as a heavyweight in the regulation, and this can actually be going on for a little while. So as we said, if you got anything on SEC on Binance US, take them off there. Let's move over now to the market update, and we're seeing a flood of red with a lot of the crypto tokens retracting over the past week or so. We can't see much going up except FTT and Luna. I don't know why those two are pumping. Both of them have been proven to be scams, and people are still trading them. We can see here that BNB is down 16%, Mana's down 13%. Mana was actually one of the tokens that the SEC has identified as a security. PIP is down another 14.4%. ADA's down 15%. Where's Ethereum? I can't see Ethereum on here. Let's get to the next page. We can see over the past 24 hours, Bitcoin is still playing in that range between the 25 and the 30,000 mark. It's right now at 26,492, up just 0.2%. While Ethereum is down, BNB is down quite a lot. It was trading around 330 last week, and it's down to 258. This is all coming down because of what's happening with the SEC and their crackdown on crypto. Last but not least, we're seeing the market is holding on the neutral zone. So they haven't gone into fear at the moment, which is a good sign, showing that, for me, that tells me that investors still aren't phased that much by what's happening. However, the prices are showing differently. We'll see what happens over the next few months. I believe that this is all part of the crackdown on crypto, and we may have a crash in the coming weeks or months before we start moving back up again. Moving over to the Twitter highlights, and what we have is Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, is now offering crypto trading as a service. So this is the largest bank in Russia, and they're actually now offering trading services for people who can buy and sell crypto through their own banking. So we're seeing some countries now opening up regulations for crypto, while other countries like America are cracking down on them. Now, like I said to you guys in my previous tweets, my previous post, I believe that the next US election is going to hold crypto is going to have a big part to play in swaying voters, because what the SEC is doing right now is the voters aren't happy with it. So I think what we'll see over the next 12 to 24 months is going to be massive. Will have a huge impact on crypto in the long run. Let's look up at our friend here at S.L. Kansan, who has posted that China has beat the US in capitalism. There are now more Chinese companies, 136 to 124 firms in the global Fortune 500 list. Would This would have been unimaginable 20 years ago. More surprisingly, a vast majority of these Chinese firms are state-owned enterprises, um, and they that must rely must really irk the neoliberals. The largest private firms in China include Ping An, Alibaba, Ant Group, Tennis, Medium, Cattle, and ByteDance, JD, and Huawei. So we can see here as we've been talking about recently, yeah, China's really starting to dominate the world markets with not just their GDP, their growth, their the things that they're doing globally. Now we're seeing even their companies are starting to dominate the Fortune 500, which to me is just more and more signs of the growing strength of China as a global player in the world. Moving on, we have documenting Bitcoin, which is something I've always said. I mean, these guys are saying now no one has held Bitcoin for more than 5 years has ever experienced a loss. And I've been saying this. I usually say 4 years, but this chart that they're showing here is actually showing that anybody that has bought and held Bitcoin for 5 years or more is not a loss. And even though Bitcoin is volatile and Bitcoin, it has a lot of volatility and can grow very, very fast and go up and down quite fast. If you're going to invest in Bitcoin, you got to remember at the end of the day, you want to hold it for long term. When you buy property, you don't expect to buy property and sell it within a few months or a few days. Just because Bitcoin is a highly liquid market, it still should be treated as a long-term strategy, and hodling is usually the best way. Moving over to our adoption highlights, we've got more news coming out of El Salvador. Bitcoin miner Volcano Energy launches with $250 million investment. So they're getting more and more investors into the Bitcoin mining that will be powered by volcano power, volcano energy, geothermal energy. So we're seeing more and more companies investing into this as we go into the next election, 2024, for Nayib Bukele. And a lot of people love this guy. He'll probably get re-voted in. We've got here that companies like Tether and other big companies are starting to invest in El Salvador because they're starting to see that this is actually a way for them to go. Now, I've been saying this for a while. In the next bull run, I believe we're going to see more and more countries looking at El Salvador and what they have done and what they're doing to change the landscape and how they're going to how it's going to affect their country. We had Saifuddin Amos recently come on as their advisor, and he basically said El Salvador will become debt-free in 5 years if they continue going down this path, which is great news because they will emerge as a financial powerhouse around the world. Last but not least, USDC stablecoin issuer Circle obtains Singapore license for digital payment. So USDC Singapore, which is a subsidiary of the USDC of Circle International in the US, has now actually been able to receive actual payment gateway or payment licenses or licenses for digital payments in Singapore. So this is a significant step forward for Circle and the future of the financial infrastructure and dollar digital currencies in the region. Circle Singapore officially opened the office last month after receiving an in-principle approval on the major payment institution from local authorities in November 2020. In February, Singapore's entity collaborated with the region's first government-supported blockchain ecosystems builder Tribe to launch a training program for blockchain developers. The dollar-pegged USDC currently holds a market capitalization of about $28.6 billion, placing it as the fifth largest on the market cap in the list of all cryptocurrencies. So that's it for me, guys. Look, before I go, let me bring this down. I am going to remove this so you guys don't see that the matrix. But look, guys, one last thing before I go. As you guys would have been hearing from both me and Matt, we are holding our Future of Money event next week on Thursday, the 15th of June. Please invite your friends and come along. We are going to be going deep into what's happening in the crypto world right now, what's happening with money, where the future is going to be, what we need to do to be able to hedge ourselves against the coming the coming CBDCs and the like. So please come and visit breakoutnow.co/future of money. That's it for me, guys. Wishing you an amazing, amazing weekend. And I'll see you guys next week back from Sydney on Tuesday night. Have a great weekend and peace out. And as I always say crypto.